Have you ever been in a sprint planning meeting where the team is following the script and everything looks textbook, but deep down you know it's all a performance? Patrick Parson here for the Agile Forum. That's the topic of today's video. It's when Agile feels like a lie. So what are some signs that you're in a fake Agile organization? It's when leadership says, we're Agile, but then everything that you're handed is a solution. There's no solutioning going on the team. You're already given a solution and it's just do this work. Or when leadership still wants to see all of the same reporting that they saw when we were waterfall. We're Agile now. It's a different mindset. It's a different way of measuring. Or the reporting that you're providing or that someone else is coming up with is disconnected from your system of record. Jira, it's being done in PowerPoint or Excel, or someone's taking it and putting it into Microsoft Project. Those are wastes of time and anti-patterns. And if that's the expectation, those expectations need to be broken and someone needs to explain what the important metrics are in Agile and why. It can also be an indicator that there's still kind of a low trust environment there. There are ways to make that better, and we'll talk about that in future videos. Another indicator that you're in a fake Agile organization is that retrospectives happen, but you're not really allowed to say anything that's really meaningful or that might challenge something or upset someone. You have to stick with the safe things. Kudos to John for helping me test that story. That was really helpful. There's a lot of things over on the kudos side, and there's not much on the what can we do better side. And if there is, it's very safe things. The elephant in the room remains unaddressed. Another sign is that metrics are weaponized. Your velocity, predictability, those are for the team. That's to help the team improve and talk about things in the retrospective and make adjustments so that they can improve and get better. It's not to be weaponized by management for individuals or for teams. The team can self-organize as long as they do exactly what management wants them to do. Everything's very prescriptive. Every team has to do everything the exact same way. There are reasons why teams would want to have the same kinds of practices and same kind of usage in the tool like Jira, so you can measure things across the organization. But there has to be some latitude there, and there has to be some openings for teams to use their creativity and actually be agile. Some of those things can stifle that. Those are anti-patterns. So in an organization like that, it's all fake, it's all play acting, it's like Agile cosplay.
Hi, lady, you wanna go for a walk? Yeah. You ready to go?
So why would leaders fake it? Well, the hard truth is that they're under immense pressure to deliver more and deliver faster. So they're not intentionally being deceptive. They have a lot going on. They've never been part of a real Agile team. So they've heard the terms, they've gotten a PowerPoint high-level overview, and they know that it's a culture change, but they really don't understand what is happening at the team level, and they don't understand how it all fits together, and that it's really a totally different mindset about how we deliver work that doesn't really register with them at a deep level, so they can't really understand it. So it's an ongoing effort. Hopefully at the startup of your transformation, there was a good involvement of folks up at that level. Sorry about the chainsaw. But if there wasn't, it is what it is, and you have to start from where you are. And it's an ongoing effort, it's ongoing learning, even up at those levels, so don't give up. And they're also still in the command and control mindset that's very hard to break out of. Even for me as a Scrum Master, I used to be a project manager, and I still get back into command and control a little bit if I don't watch it. They're the same way. They've seen good results with that. So what can you do as a Scrum Master or a coach? One of the main things you can do is to coach authentically. Tie the behaviors back to the why, back to the Agile manifesto. One of the principles is simplicity, which is in a nutshell being judicious about the things that you don't do, spending your time wisely. That would include things like not duplicating things that should be done in your tool, in your system of record, Jira. If there's information that's there, that information should be utilized and not duplicated in PowerPoint decks and other reporting. Those are time wasters for the team, for the PO, for the Scrum Master, whoever's involved. It's not something that drives delivery of value to the business. So you don't want to put things like that in the way of the team delivering working software. Violet is growling at somebody up here. There's what Violet was growling at, a tree branch that fell. Also, as a Scrum Master or coach, you want to use the team's metrics and ways of working to promote introspection and improvement. Words like retrospective, sprint, some of those are frowned on. In some organizations, you're even told don't use those terms around executives or the business. I think we can use those terms, and I think we should use those terms, especially when we're explaining a win or an improvement for the team. We should pepper those terms in to get the executives and the business comfortable with those terms. If the team's made an improvement based on something that they talked about in the last retro, you should bring that up and talk about the improvement and what you've seen from that. The differences in speed, camaraderie, accuracy, whatever it helped the team with, tell that story. And in all of your coaching, be the mirror, not the judge. That's hard to do. But reflecting back on the Agile principles and values, ask the team, how do you think we're matching up to those principles and values and things that we agree to in our team agreement, which hopefully have their roots in the Agile principles and values. The team should reflect on that together, and you can ask powerful questions and kind of help them along, but it should not be your judgment. You shouldn't ever have to say, we're not doing very well with our predictability. I have said that, and that's something I need to keep an eye on. So these walk and talks are for me as well, just as much as for the folks listening. And always keep in mind that Agile is not just a framework, it's a mindset. It's how we go about working with our team. It's how we go about getting work done. It should find its way into everything that we do and say. So you should model that and live that, even if others aren't doing that yet. You don't have to fight every battle, so know when to speak the truth to power and know when to quietly shift the system from within. We can use our influence to do that. It's possible. I challenge you to do that. If you have done that or you have ideas about that, let me know in the comments. Sometimes the best move is a small experiment. Sometimes it's a bold conversation. So know the difference. Your influence is your currency, so spend it wisely. Nothing builds your credibility and your influence and your team's credibility and influence like success. So when you start having those success stories, know how to tell those stories and tell those stories in a way that highlights Agile principles and values and ways of working so folks can understand why you're having the success that you're having. Hopefully you're enjoying this walk and talk format. I'm Patrick Parson for the Agile Forum, here with Violet on our morning walk here in early August. Hope you're doing well. Happy Agile. See you next time.